Hello everyone, Devika here. Welcome to DKF Beyond the Classroom. Today I have a very special student here. I still remember the first time I met her. The first time when you had visited Arya, I remember you had come with your parents, and the first thing you told me was, I hate maths. Yes, so I still remember the journey that you went through with DKF, that you went through alone, and I want to know about it. I want to know everything about it.
I'm excited to tell you.
Yes. So, what was the first initial fear that you recognized at maybe early stage in your life? When was it?
It was after my primary school started, after fifth, it was about to end. So before my secondary school started, I realized that I have a distinct fear of maths. And
Okay.
It was really different from what I'd experienced because I was like a good student
Yes,
before that.
of course.
And in fifth grade, I realized that I'm not doing well. Maybe because I used to take things lightly, or like I felt that was the reason. But then later, I understood that it is not just something that I'm disregarded or something. I realized that it's something that I fear, and it's something that I don't want to do.
And how did it impact your life?
Big way, because it was really bad because I was not expecting something to impact my life like this, and it was weird in a way because my parents were not understanding how to cope up with it, neither
Yeah.
was I.
Yeah.
So we tried so many things. We tried so many private tutors. We couldn't get to the result that we wanted,
Okay.
and I couldn't get over my fear.
Was there a problem with the conceptual understanding of maths? Because I know that after fifth grade,
Yeah.
that's when you start advancing your level in maths. You
Yes.
learn a lot of things. You get into algebra, you
Yeah.
get into variables, numbers
Yes,
together, and maybe that's the reason that you started fearing maths, or did you feel a constant pressure?
No, there was not a pressure if in any way, but what I felt was that it was really different from what I'd done before, and the kind of maths that I'd done. And for me, it was different because I had shifted from a ICSE school to CBSE school, and so everything around me was very different.
Yes.
And so I was like, and the people teaching us also played a very important role.
Definitely.
And that wasn't something I couldn't understand from them. Not that they were bad teachers or anything, but they were not something that I could cope up with.
Okay.
So
yes.
I find it very important that when a teacher is teaching you, it's very important that you have that interest in maths. Interest is very important for
Yes.
me, because if I don't have interest, I'm not going to be able to get
Yes.
over that fear.
Yes.
So that couldn't.
And today you are here after 1 year.
Yeah.
Do you think you still have that fear?
No, I don't. I love maths.
Oh my god, this is like fabulous that now you love maths.
Yeah.
You have you've done the breakthrough from hating maths to loving maths. And how did it happen?
One word, DKF. Reason being, till 9th I was still in that fear. When I came here and I decided to enroll in this class, because of the support of all our teachers and all our mentors like you and Harshida ma'am, I think it played a very important role in my shaping my.
But how? What were we so special? Like I don't know, because everywhere there are classes,
Yeah.
there are teachers, there are so many people who can guide you. But why we came into this life to help you, and how did we help you? And because see, I can give you advices that do this, do that, and somewhere at some point you must have realized that something has shifted inside. My fear is going away. My fear is, I've forgotten it. So what was that thing?
Actually, what happened was, since I started, here at DKF we have tests every Sunday. And I told you that when I was coming here today, I felt like I was coming for a test.
Yes.
So we have a thing for test every Sunday. So I when I enrolled, I started doing that. Every Sunday I started giving tests, started giving off maths. I realized that these things I'm lacking in, these things I need to improve. And you all have given that trust to your students, that you can come up to each of us and we can talk to you and we can tell our problems, and we can you can help us with it. And
Yes.
that's what I had like in my
But there are so many different students that come to
Yeah.
us, but there are few who express,
yes.
few who connect on one to one,
Yeah.
and those are the ones that have shown massive progress.
Yeah.
It's also because you came to us with a hope that I'm going to make sure that my fear is no more going to be
Yeah.
with me. I'm not going to carry that baggage of my fear.
Yeah.
Also because you consistently kept giving those tests, consistently speaking to us and updating us about what's happening in your life.
Yes.
So definitely I feel that also plays a very important role. As a student, what you did, as a teacher I do it for everybody,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So as a student, what you also did has shown that this is the right way to eliminate the fear from your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and now because this fear is gone, what are some tips that you would give all the students out there, how they should study maths, and what should be the right way?
I think I would like to say 3 things. First of all, you should build your interest in maths, and for that you have to do many things. Like you have to make it a game. You have to
Yes.
think of it as a game, that you're doing this as a game and you're completing this level.
Yeah.
Second, I think you should practice it daily, which everybody says, but at least for 10-15 minutes. 10 sums you should do every day.
Yes.
10 sums I'm saying, because not like 2 hours or something. And
Yeah,
10
many of the
sums.
parents that speak
Yeah.
to me, they tell me that my child doesn't practice and he should be doing it for 1 hour. Do you think it makes a difference?
No.
1 hour kiya ki 10 minute kiya? What is the difference?
What's important, that it sticks in your brain.
Exactly.
You should not forget it. You should
Exactly.
understand the concept to its whole.
Yes, I still remember you had called me and we were speaking on a Zoom
Yeah.
call, and I told you it doesn't matter if you do 100 sums. That
Yeah.
does. I never care about students who do 100 sums, because I know they are not going to reach to that level. But
Yes.
if you do 10 sums
Yeah.
and you do it properly, that's the main thing. Because you divide your questions into types. There are types of questions. There are levels, like you said, gaming. So if you relate it like that, I don't think there should be a problem. And what's your third advice?
Third is that I think you should look at it as something that you're doing for a better future. Like I'm saying overall, not just maths, but I think when you think of maths, it's like the basic of everything.
Yeah.
So for me, what happened was I said that after 10th I'm not going to do maths, so I'm doing it only for a year. So that was a wrong mentality that I kept. But after like a semester, I shredded that, and I said that I think I have to do this, and I don't know if I'm going to do it in 11th, but I have to do this right now. I have to do it with full interest and full integrity in mind and honesty.
Yeah.
So that's very important. You have to be honest with yourself, what
Yes.
you do and what you have to be accountable.
Yes, and also you remember I told you one thing. Write down everything what you do.
Yes.
You should exactly know what you have done for the day,
Yeah.
and how many sums you've done, which board papers you've solved. And do you think solving board papers is a huge impactful practice that every child in CBSE, ICSE, or any board should follow?
Yeah, it's very important. Board papers, I solved it in the last 2 months, I guess, and it helped me so much because I bought books of previous year questions, and you told me that you should send it for checking. I used to solve it every day. I used to solve mostly 2-3 papers. I used to send it to you.
Yeah.
And at the end, I used to solve 2-3, and in the first month, I used to solve one daily,
Yes.
maybe. And I used to send it to you, and there is so prompt response from
Yes.
the team that they used to send it, checking.
Yes.
So I used to be very happy with my progress. It's very important that you understand how much you are knowing in just when your exams are so near.
And what if like you give me a paper and the paper is checked and you have maybe like 3-4 questions that
Yeah.
are completely wrong? What is the process after you get a result of your paper? What is the right way to do it?
I think it's very important to just see your mistakes and analyze them. What are you going wrong in? For example, in maths, you should understand if this is wrong and you're going wrong in these type of questions, you should focus in that.
Yes.
And in theoretical subjects, I think theory is something that you have to, it's not something that you need to just practice.
Yeah.
It's important that you keep it in mind, you keep it like a story in your mind.
Yes, storytelling.
Yes.
Yes. So that's your method. You remember I told you one thing in math. There are only 3 types of mistakes that you can make.
Yes.
The first one is what you tell me. Let's see if you remember it.
First one is calculation based
Yes.
errors.
Yeah. So basically, many students they've done everything right. At the end, when they had to add, they just subtracted, or when they had to multiply, they just divided. Something very silly, and next thing is writing the numbers wrong.
Yeah.
Like literally, the question paper tells you 130, and you write 113. So of course, that's the second error, and the third, the very important error is not understanding the concept.
Yeah.
If you know the concept, so everything is easy.
Yes.
So now when it comes to concepts, so did you had charts? I've seen students having charts in their home, big charts, writing formulas down, reading it every day. Did you do that?
Yeah, I did that. I for trigonometry, because I wasn't remembering the
Formulas
and also the values.
Yes.
Sine 60.
Yes.
So I had I didn't write it because it was like in the last 3-4 months, because trigonometry was late. So I had printed it and I had put it on my board, and I used to read it whenever I used to pass, and it stuck in my head. Now also I am very thorough with it.
Yeah.
So it's important that you, for example, things that you're not remembering, it should be in your glance, at your glance whenever you're going.
Let me check this. Sine 60.
Sine 60 is 1/2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I still remember from the first year I used to tell my student, remember it until I come in your sleep and I ask you that formula and you know it.
Yeah.
And I think you are now out of the fear, pursuing with the career that you want. And I want to know, and I want all the people to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
What's your plan for future?
Yeah, so I'm doing integrated in science, PCM I'm doing.
Okay.
And I'm doing something that I thought I would be never doing.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
because I told you I didn't want to do maths.
Yes.
But I'm stuck in that. I've taken that as a challenge. Maths is easy. Maths I'm loving right now. Physics is difficult, but still I'm trying to love it.
Yes.
But in the future, I'm trying to pursue engineering. I'm still in the
Amazing.
thoughts, but for 12th, I have a basic goal, 12th boards.
Yes.
And later, a bachelor's in engineering, and future I may do something in master's.
Yeah,
So-
of course. When it comes to engineering, there are so many fields
Yeah.
now, and there are some fields that have gone really, outdated as well. So, which field do you want to get into?
I want to go in a niche stream. I don't want to do something that is computer science, something, because that's not my interest in.
Yeah.
So I would like to do something that is really niche, something in environmental engineering or something.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's really inspiring. All the people watching today are going to get inspired, because I don't think anybody comes to me and tells me I want to do environmental engineering.
Yeah.
It is. I have always seen you as a different child, a unique one, and I'm so glad that you came here today, and I got a moment to spend with you.
Yeah.
And I will always cherish all the memories that we had together, and our journey, of course. And one last thing, why would you advise all the students to take admission in DKF?
I think in DKF you will find all the support and all the guidance that you need compared to anywhere else, because I think I have had a share with it elsewhere, but here it's where I have found the academic guidance that I needed and the success that I've wanted for a really long time. I think DKF is something that I needed for a really long time, and I got it, and I'm so happy, and it's just
I also remember in that 1 year's period, there were many ups and downs in your emotionally also. Like you were going through a lot of it. Like you had to lose near ones, you had to survive that moment, give your exams, and the strength that you showed was too much. Like, I remember looking at you, I know you are sad, but still you've come here to give a paper, still you're attending lectures, still you're doing it. You know, that's what, makes you different, Arya. You did not give up. You made sure that I will do this. I will do this for my people, I will do this for myself, and you have actually done it. So tell us, how much did you score in your board exams?
I scored 90%, and I will just give a little background. I scored in my 9th grade, I was at 76% or something. And
so it's like almost 15 to 20% jump that you have made.
And I have had, and there's been improvement in every subject that I had.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing, and for me, and I think all credit goes to DKF, and I'll also say my parents, because
yes, of course, the way they have supported you, the way they have taken care of you as a child, and they never pressured you. They never said that they wanted you to score this percentage or ye chahiye, kabhi nahi tha, which was really very good. And emotional balance, mentally, academically, everything. I felt your mom and dad were always there, and it wouldn't have been possible if they were not supporting you, or maybe they wouldn't have molded you to a level that you decide today, stand up and decide that I am going to face this fear head on. So that's amazing, Arya. And I also wanted to know that you also took up some test series with us for a few subjects. So how was that experience? Like, did the tests, like, it was only tests, so you were self revising the chapters and then coming here for those particular topics, because we had a personalized system, used to give us the topics that you've studied and used to give you the test papers and used to check it for you. So how was that experience?
So I decided to take the test series because I think in 2 subjects, English and Marathi. So because I was very well versed with those subjects, I decided to take that up. But that helped me a lot because it didn't pressure me in the end that these are theory subjects, so I could study from early on. But I studied them right from the beginning.
Yes.
And I've scored well in them.
Yes. So as soon as you used to study your topic, you used to ask us for a test. So it was simultaneous process, and the best part that you said is you started from the beginning.
That's very important.
So that's like an advice for all the young children who are shifting from 9th grade to 10th grade or 11th to 12th, that they start their focus. The goal should be clear.
Yeah, because it's important. In 9th, it's my experience, and many people have told me that in 9th there's too much of portion, and 9th is difficult than 10th compared to 10th. But if you don't study in 9th, 10th will be more difficult.
Yes, because 9th is a preparatory time, That's when you should know that, for example, which subjects are difficult, which subjects you are strong at, what are your times and schedule of study, which time do you prefer studying, which type of learning do you prefer. Like you told me, you like storytelling. Some people like mind maps, some people like brainstorming, some people write and do it. So there are different ways. So 9th grade is only to analyze yourself and prepare for your 10th.
Ninth was like the stepping stone.
Yes.
It is the basic.
Yes.
So you have to ace that in order to. It was very difficult. I won't say that I had a very good time in 9th. 9th was difficult. So 10th, I was like, but I'd study. So 10th wasn't difficult in a way for me. I was very well versed with what I was going to study, and I knew that this was going to come. And it was not at 9th I found to be difficult, but it's a different experience, and I feel that I ended this experience with DKF, like the school journey. So I'm very pleased actually that this is how it's ended.
And we are very proud of you, Arya. Thank you so much for coming here and talking to me today. And I hope today we have given them some masala of beyond the classroom.
Yeah.
So this is something that we can learn. All the students who are trying to score, remove this fear from their life, and that's how you do it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Remember, you have the power to create your own life. Believe in yourself, take action, and never give up. Subscribe for such more fun and learning videos, and don't forget to leave a comment if you have any questions.